Hi everyone and welcome back. Today we will be having a look at the Elgato STREAM DECK MK2. As you might know, this is a must-have piece of hardware for those who are streaming, but let's check out if it can be a must-have also in other fields. Alright, before going into a deep dive into what the STREAM Deck is capable, let's go through some specs and features. For you guys who don't know, the STREAM Deck is a physical console or switch that allows you to push a button and do certain actions. Not only that, but also do certain group of actions and automatize your specific workflow inside applications. We have here the Mark II of the 15 buttons version. The STREAM Decks come also in 9 button version and 32 button version, which is the XL one. The buttons have a small screen on them, so you can customize them with basically whatever pick you want, using the key creator from Elgato. Down in the description you can find the link. The differences with the previous gen of the 15 button version are the stand, which is detachable, and the USB Type-C longer cable. And there is also the option in case you want to change the faceplates too. And lately Elgato has released also the white version. As you guys might know, the STREAM Deck is a must-have for streamers and content creators. If you are a streamer or a beginner and if you don't have the STREAM Deck, there is a high probability you are looking at it. It works perfectly with all the softwares and tools you need for streaming and gaming, but not only that, and we will check in this video. Before moving ahead with the rest, guys, let me say this video is sponsored by me, myself and I. I did pay for the STREAM Deck, so I would much appreciate if you hit that like button in case you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. It will help grow the channel and allow me to bring more content like this. Thank you so much. Now back to us. The STREAM Deck can perfectly accomplish not only streaming tasks, but hundreds of thousands of other automatizations. In this video I'm not going to cover all the streaming tasks. There are tons of videos out there of people who really are pro on streaming and streaming tips and tricks. This will be more focused on a productivity aspect and everyday use. And since I'm using DaVinci for video editing the videos here on the channel, I will be covering the integration with this software too. To use the STREAM Deck, you will need to download and install the STREAM Deck app from Elgato's website. I will leave the link in the description down below. So guys, once you download and install the STREAM Deck application, you will have something like this completely empty, so you have to decide to which of these buttons here you want to assign an action. Let me go through some quick settings here. If you want to download some plugins, I have downloaded some. If you want to download some plugins here, you have to click to this small icon here, and you can download plugins, icons, music, sound effects, whatever you want. I've already downloaded the DaVinci icon pack because we are going to need it after. But as you can see, there are the Premiere Pro icon pack. There are a lot of packs in case you are using it for Photoshop, for example, also. And other generic icons, which I find it useful. Here on the settings you can decide to create profiles. You can decide each profile. The nice thing of profiles is that you can say to the STREAM Deck application to open the certain profile if one application is open. For example, I have chosen in meetings profiles. If the Zoom application is opened, the certain profile will be triggered here on the screen. So one important thing to remember, guys, is that you have to close this one. No, definitely you have to close this window, otherwise it's not going to switch to one profile to another one. So let me close it and let me open Zoom. And as we can see, it switched to the meeting profile. I have certain keys here. For example, I have created this key for sending a new message. So if I press this one, it's going to open the new message window, as you can see. This one is for quitting the meetings, this for disabling the video, this is for muting everyone if you are hosting a meeting, and this is for blocking the mic. This folder here is for Teams. So if I now it might happen that Teams is going to be recognized as a Microsoft Store application. In that case, you are not going to, let me show you what you can do in that case, but because if you want to open a simple application, you can go to the this command here, open, and then you can choose an app and file here. You can just go to browse an app and file here. Teams, since it's a Microsoft Store application, needs to be opened by the advanced launcher. You can download this advanced launcher on the plugins. And what you have to do is to drag and drop this Microsoft Store launcher here, for example. And let's say we want to open for example, Teams again. And as you can see, once you press this button here, it's going to open Teams automatically. And also here you have to know all the shortcuts for certain actions. For example, I know that for the new chat, for example, is Control N. So to this button here, I have assigned it a Control N hotkey. So if I press this one, it's going to open new chat to Teams. Of course, you have to be with application open for this command to work. Otherwise, they won't work. If the application is closed or is iconized, you are not going to see the command taking place. So let's, for example, type this and hello there again. Another function that I find useful is the PowerPoint integration. So if you have to share a presentation and if you have a meeting with a presentation, you can use this one. So as we can see, guys, if you press play here, it's going to play the presentation. And this is going to, for example, move to the next slide and so on. And this is going to stop it again. So let me say test page, for example, 1. Test page 2. Okay, so let's play the presentation. This is test page 1, and we go to move to the second one, and so on. You can stop it. This icon is for loading a presentation. In this case, I'm not going to use it. So these are some of the generic tools. There are also others which I find to be really interesting. For example, this one is a ping icon for letting you know if the connection is okay or if you have some issues. And here you have the space of each drive. So you can decide, for example, drive info here. Let me drag and drop and choose. So you can choose between single and multiple drives. If you choose single drive, then you have to choose here which drive you want to be shown here, and the space, for example, let's say media here. And as you can see, 99% free, and also the space. If you choose multiple drives, it's going to make a kind of slideshows of all the drives you have on your system, and the free space, of course. As you can see, it's moving from one drive to another one. If you type this, it's not going to do nothing because it's just a simple icon to show you informations. So if you want to move from one screen to another one, you can press this one, and it's going to move from one monitor to another one. I find these Win tools here to be really interesting. So you can also lock computer. So from this one is going to lock the computer. I'm not going to use it now because we need it, the computer. Here you can add another page. This is a really interesting message. I leave it on purpose because for adding a new page, you have to leave the last one empty, because this one is going to be assigned to move to the next page. So if we click here, as you can see, this was assigned automatically to the next page. This is going to happen if this is the first page. If this is the second page, then you create another one. And as you can see, we have one here and another one here. So this was for meetings and generic application. Let's move now to DaVinci, because I find it really interesting, the integration with DaVinci. I mean, it can be integrated with every software, but I'm using DaVinci. You can, if you use Adobe Premiere, or if you use Final Cut, you can use the same integration. Basically, on Mac OS is the same combination of keys. The difference is between Command and Windows keys. So let's assign, for example, one hotkey here. Let's say we want the blade, which is one of the most used. So let's move here. You have to download the icon pack for DaVinci. Where is the blade? Here it is. As you can see, this assigned the blade icon here. All right. So we have to assign a key. We have to assign here a keystroke here, because otherwise it's not going to work. So I know that blade in DaVinci is B, is simple B. If we go here, If you are not sure which command is assigned to the keystroke, let's go here to the keyboard customization, then assign it, and let's say blade, and as we can see the keystroke is B. So let's move here back again and type simply B. Okay, the title we don't need it. Alright, so each time you press this button here, and DaVinci is open, of course, and you are on the timeline, because you have to be on the timeline, otherwise if you have on media, it's not going to do nothing. You have to be on the edit tab. So once you are on the edit tab and you press this one, it's going to trigger the blade command. As you can see, we can blade whatever. So if we move, so this is the blade. So let's move to the normal edit, because then once we cut, for example, our footage, we want to move it. Let's go back again to hotkey, assign an icon, so we are familiar with which command is assigned. Normal edit mode, as you can see, it assigned the icon. I know for sure that this is the keystroke A, we don't need this one. So if we move back to the timeline, it's still on blade, as you can see. So if I type normal edit mode, it's going to allow me to then move. So let's add another one. For example, I want to create a new bin, and let me show you guys how you can do that. This is the new bin. As you can see, the icon is assigned here. Alright, a new bin. Let's go out and check what is the keystroke for a new bin. Is Ctrl+Shift+N. Be careful, because Ctrl+N is a new timeline, so we don't want a new timeline. And by the way, you can change and customize these commands here. I suggest to don't do that if you are not familiar with that, so let's leave it as it is, and let's move to the Stream Deck application, and here we go. This is new bin. Now if you go back to DaVinci and we press this button here on the, it's not going to do nothing because we are on the edit tab, so we have to move to the media tab in that case. So once we are here, we can press this button here. As you can see, it's creating a new bin, so we can give it a name, test. Alright, and we can go on again with creating other bins. So please keep in mind that for certain commands you have to move to the correct tab, otherwise it's not going to work. For example, color grade is the same if you want to add a node. So let me go and do that. As we can see, assign the icon there. Also here, add serial node. Let's go and check the commands because I don't remember all of them. So Alt+S, let's assign it. Here we go. As you can see, this is, you can press and you can add all the nodes you want. So the same applies also to Fairlight, to Fusion, and so on. So for certain commands, guys, you must be on the correct tab, otherwise it's not going to work. So that is important to keep in mind. Alright guys, that's all for this video. As we can see, the Stream Deck is an interesting piece of hardware. The concept of the Stream Deck was, and it is, for the streaming, but as we can see, it can be used in basically every main important app we have on a PC or Mac. We can be productive and automatize a lot of actions. The configuration and the customization of all the actions and the shortcuts requires a little bit of time, but this will help save time in the future. The 15 LCD buttons here are bright enough and also helpful in case your desk or setup is dark, so you are seeing which one you are pressing. There are 3 versions, one of 15 buttons, one of 9, and the biggest one of 32 buttons. I believe this version of 15 buttons is the sweet spot, unless you are a professional streamer or want to become one. In that case, the 32 buttons version maybe makes sense. If you are a streamer, there is a high chance you are thinking of getting it. But not only, if you are a content creator or simply working from home or having a lot of meetings and so on, the Stream Deck will definitely be useful. The Mark II version is the revisited version of the first one, with a better cable management and the stand, and there is a white version too. There is also a mobile app of the Stream Deck and you have to pay a subscription. That's something I don't really suggest, but that might depend on your needs. In most cases, I think you will be fine without it. If you guys enjoy watching this video, I would appreciate if you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Thanks for watching.